most important skills one need to have to become successful in business, or rather nowadays to become successful in any profession for that matter, is a people skill. How to deal with people. Because you may be a good artist, at the same time you may not be the most successful artist in the town. I have seen that the best dentist may not be the dentist who is having the maximum business in the town. I've always seen that the best architect who has got all the brilliant ideas in the world may not emerge as the most successful architect in that city. Why? Because in any profession or in any business for that matter, I think one skill which is very, very critical is the people skill. How to deal with people. The question is it so difficult to deal with people? Check it out yourself. Because what I have seen is that it's not that easy for a lot of people. Why? Because people think differently. I and you think completely in different ways. We see the same thing and we may have two different viewpoints or perceptions. Normally we see that, all those opinions what we form about anything are based on the perceptions we form in our mind. Now the question comes, why two people form different kinds of perceptions? Your thoughts are formed or thoughts are being brought out through your brain. There has been a lot of questions and a lot of discussions on this topic, whether brain produces the thoughts, and the latest science proves that brain is not producing the thoughts, it is actually taking the thoughts from the air. It's a different topic altogether, but still. The point is, right from your birth, the brain has been storing all the information, and entire information right from your birth which has been stored in your brain, and the brain uses that information to form perceptions on every situation. So the kind of stored data in my brain and the kind of stored data in your brain will be completely different. As a result, what happens? As a result, the kind of perceptions or the kind of way we think, the way we think or the paradigms will be completely different based on the kind of stored data. And suppose somebody is continuously being exposed to negative thoughts or negative kind of suggestions, like their parents are telling that you cannot do this, you will be a failure in your life, and even if you try to do it, there is nothing much to happen in your life, and don't try to do all those kinds of things. And there is another gentleman who has been brought up in a situation where their parents have been always encouraging him, saying that you can do whatever you want and you can become successful and you have all the capacity and the potential. And I can tell you, these two people come from two different kinds of mindsets. And any situation, given any situation, these two people will be reacting in two different ways. The question is that, how can I change those kind of programming which has already been done in my brain? Because we all know that the programming is going on. The programming is already being done. For the last 40 years you must have been living on this earth, and the last 40 years you have been getting all the suggestions and you have been reading a lot of stuff, and all those things are there in your brain, and based on all those inputs the brain is forming the output. You cannot change it overnight because that's called the programming. Now how can you change the programming? You can change the programming. That's what we generally do using some scientific methodologies like thought process re-engineering. But in a simple way you can do it by changing the inputs. Changing the inputs means what you read and what you see, what you listen to and whom you listen to, what kind of people you associate with, and all those kinds of different associations you have, the kinds of friendship you have. That's why generally it is being said that you tell me the kind of books you read and the kind of CDs you listen to and the kinds of association you have or the kind of friendship you have, I can tell you who you are.